All right, final day of Seismic Dance Event. We are here with Alec Michael, who just opened up Frequency Stage. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've been here the last 2 days too, kind of enjoying myself. So
Yeah.
sacrificed some sleep, but
Yeah.
overall I think everything went well.
Yeah.
I'm always have so much anxiety leading up to sets all the time. I don't know if that ever go away, but
Yeah.
I feel a lot better about it now.
I think it's like, well, I'm not a DJ, but I feel like it's the same with public speaking.
Yeah.
You can only do so many like breath exercises and stuff, but like that sense of like nervousness is just always there.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Whenever it always comes from probably just being judged by whoever's there and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Even coming this early, I knew maybe it wasn't going to be like the biggest crowd here yet
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot, but I always want to do good. Like
Yeah.
whatever I do, I always kind of
It's-
want to check the tops.
You should, because I feel like every set that you play is like almost like practice for like the next
Yeah.
set, the
Oh,
next
yeah,
big
100%,
thing. Yeah.
And I always try to progress to it and make it better. And even like if there's 5 people listening or 10,
Yeah.
that's a potential to get 10 or 5 new fans. So
Yeah,
it's always
for
like, I want to do
sure.
the best that I can. Always
Yeah.
hold myself to that standard.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a good standard to hold yourself to.
Thank you.
So tell us about like your background, like how did you become a DJ? Like how did you get started in music?
Started in music has been since I was really young. I mean, I remember seeing videos when I was like 5 and like playing this toy guitar like in my like parents' room and stuff like that. So it's always been part of my life. But like in high school and stuff, I grew up playing guitar and like making music that way, where I was like
Gotcha.
doing like alternative rock and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't really until I got into like college, like my freshman year, that I started getting into electronic music. Like I remember listening to Benny Benassi at first and whatnot, like while I was working out.
Yeah.
And I kind of got sick of like playing guitar and rock and stuff, and
Yeah.
I was really into electronic. I was like, you know what, I want to do this. So I taught myself how to DJ, and I taught myself how to produce, like starting around then. I joined, I went here at UT, actually here in Austin,
Okay.
and they had an electronic club where like, there was like DJs and other people who enjoyed the same kind of vibe and whatnot. So I joined that club, learned from some of the people who were there already for a while, and I have some really good friends who showed me a lot of good stuff that I still hold to this day and still do like in my sets and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we would play these little parties, like house parties here, like UT and stuff, and then it just kind of progressed from that. I met the owner of Seismic Dance Event, Andrew Parsons. Was like, hey, I want to work with you. At the time, they had this venue called Kingdom. Have you ever heard of that before?
I actually have. I'm not from the area though,
Okay,
but I
gotcha.
did hear about it. I think it's been like dropped a few times. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
here,
It's
yeah.
always like one of those myths now because it unfortunately closed down.
Okay.
But it was like under the Frostbank Tower, this little alleyway where you'd walk inside this door and there was like one of the best nightclubs in the world. And we ended up getting some really big artists there. But anyways, when I started working for Parsons, I was like DJing there, and then I grew my ears there and
Yeah.
just kept on working and producing just to get
Yeah.
to this point too. So
Yeah.
I still got a lot more growth to do and whatnot, but that's how I got started for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think growing never stops, right?
Yeah, you
Like,
would hope so. I mean, I
yeah.
don't think I'd ever be content with that. Like,
Yeah.
I think I could always get better.
Yeah.
too.
Except for physical growth. You can only get so tall.
That is true. Wait, no, don't let me down like that. I still want to get at least one more inch. I know I'm 27 right now, but please, 6 foot. It's right there. It's right there.
Gosh. So you've been here the last 2 days. What has been like your favorite set?
Oh, Jamie Jones, hands
Yeah.
down. Whenever so Friday, it was Will Clark, Eats Everything in Him,
Yeah.
and that like span of time. I wish I could go back and just
Yeah.
like relive what they did. He's I don't know. I just want to get into Jamie's mind at least once and see
Yeah.
what he's thinking whenever he's doing. He just does mad stuff with a mixer and has all these grooves and songs that I've never heard before, and the way he blends and just like controls the energy of the crowd. I felt kind of bad for who had to follow him up after that, because that was my favorite, and I think got the most energy out of me and the most reaction
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, given that you started with guitar, do you think you would ever try and incorporate like live instruments into your set?
Oh yeah, definitely. Guitar is kind of a weird one to do because some ways it fits with the style of like I do tech house and whatnot,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of good examples I've seen. But I have a friend I found out who plays saxophone, and like getting saxophone into it is really good. Even just like random sounds that like aren't really instruments, but like you're kind of like creating that own sound is like what I've been wanting to like grow into and whatnot.
Nice, yeah.
But I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
So it's a thing that I'm progressing into.
Yeah.
But
Well, you know,
definitely.
progress is key, and like the
Exactly.
more you practice and the more you play sets, like the more you're gonna be able to do it.
Exactly, and the more fun it becomes too.
Yeah. What has been like one of your favorite sets that you've played?
Ooh. Okay, so my most memorable one is right before, like literally the week before the pandemic hit in 2020.
2020.
2020,
Yeah.
March
Yeah.
of 2020.
Yeah.
And it was like the end of February. I opened up for this artist called Noizu. Do you know who that is?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good producer, I think out of the West Coast. And we played at this place called Cedar Street Courtyard. I don't know if you've heard of it before.
No, I
but
haven't,
also-
no.
It's a pretty cool place on like 4th Street. It's like an alleyway that's also like open air-ish, like vines on the walls. Really cool.
Yeah.
It was a sold-out crowd. I got to open up right before him, and I think I had to play for an hour and a half, which is one of the longest
Very
sets
cool.
that I've done for him.
Yeah.
And everything was just coming together. It was packed to the brim. I had people watching me, and all these friends dancing on tables, and the set was going well. Noizu and his tour manager were like, "This guy is great." He came up and met me and said, "What's up?" And I was playing my own tracks in front of him, and he was liking it. And I just, for me, that will always end and be one of my most favorite ones, I guess. And then, of course, 2 weeks later, it was like, no more shows for a long time.
Yeah.
So kind of like went downhill, but for me, that'll always be it.
At least you went out on a high note.
For sure I did. For sure.
Even though, like, technically you're not going out because, like, you're back and you're playing, but at least you had, like, that last memory to, like, hold you through.
Yeah.
So what did you get up to, like, during the pandemic when it comes to music?
Well, the main thing that I think I did was just try to grow my producing and stuff.
Okay.
Even since I've become a DJ, I've always been wanting to make my own music and create my own sound and contribute like that way. Because, you know, I've always just, like I said earlier, I've always just kind of played an instrument or just worked on that stuff.
Yeah.
So what I did was actually took some courses and like paid for, used my like bonus that I use on my day job to like pay for some classes and really get some good artists to give me good feedback. And I learned a ton to where I took my production from here to here. Actually, one of the most, I'm hoping to get to meet him, but one of the people that I'm most excited for today is Mark Knight,
Very cool.
who owns Toll Room, and they own these courses. And one of their artists, Ben Remember and Pete Griffiths, are amazing teachers. And so I just spent my time learning, not doing shows, even though there was some like underground weird things coming on, just staying in and just learning. And trying to progress and develop.
Yeah, it's like you have that like uninterrupted time to like really like focus your energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
So you got to
cool.
use it, but sometimes it's hard because it's like most of my inspiration comes from seeing artists and going to shows and being into it. So sometimes when that's not there, even though I have all this time, the creativity's not there. So sometimes it was hard, like in those moments where I wasn't really feeling it. I didn't really have an idea, but you know, you work through them, and overall was worth it. And I used my time well.
And like I think at the end of the day, you know, burnout's definitely a thing where it's like, hey, you don't have to be creative 24/7. Like you definitely don't. And like if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it.
Yeah,
Like, you'll get back. You'll come back to it tomorrow. What's like your dream like festival or venue that you would want to play? Anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would probably be out of this country. There was one right like in 2019 I took my dad to Spain and we were in Barcelona, and there's this what was it called, they have this one plaza, like during the day it's a museum, but at night they turn it into a nightclub, and it's like
very
really
cool.
sick. But I think I can't remember the name of it. Playing somewhere in like a European country, you know, like Spain or like London even would be really, really cool. Playing somewhere over there and getting like reactions from those fans and be able to experience that, that's what I want to go do. So the concourse is something that, which is this building right here. That's something we've been opened recently. And before that, like I said, I was at Kingdom, where I've been having the opportunity to play at great venues here already. Trying to like, ooh, I don't know, this might be one of the best venues in the country here in a bit. And I got the privilege already. We opened this place, I think, like 2 months ago, and I got the privilege to be on this stage a couple of times already. And it's something else. It's really something else.
It's a pretty sick venue, so I would be interested to see what it looks like when they don't have it like decked out for like Volcano Stage, you know?
Okay, that's true. If you've never seen it, there was it's nice to see what they've been doing with it, because they can change a different experience. Sometimes they'll make the dance floor big, sometimes they'll shorten it, bring the artist on the ground who's playing and stuff. So it's really cool the way they try to change like your experience with it too. But they've done a great job with this, and the sound and the lights and the production. So I'm really glad I get to play here. It's one of my favorite places to play right now.
That's awesome. It's been a really great experience, just like experiencing all this, and like for the first time, I'm like,
cool. I'm glad. This should be in a bass head too. Coming to a house and techno festival.
Oh my gosh.
Having fun. But also you get to learn and you expose yourself to different sounds.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. I think part of it's also just like the environment and like the vibe of the
energy
crowd.
around you definitely feed off of it. I love it. And that's what's also cool about this fest, is it brings those kind of people around too, who are just, you want to be around, they want to be around you, and everybody just wants to dance.
Okay, so we're gonna do some fun questions now. Okay. If you had to choose a coffee drink that was not cold brew, what would you go with?
You can call me basic, and I do not care. Pumpkin spice lattes all day. Or pumpkin spice cold brews. I don't know if I can do that. Either one, I will take, and I love those drinks so much.
Okay. So what's your favorite season?
Fall right now.
Yeah.
Especially here in Texas, when you get that mild weather, like it's about to be here in a bit. Oh, I love that. Just crisp, football's in the air with like Austin and stuff. I'm a soccer player, but like the perfect time of year for me, especially here in Texas.
Yeah, I can see why you like pumpkin spice lattes then, or pumpkin spice flavors.
Oh yeah, I guess it goes hand in hand, right? I guess it goes
They do go hand in hand. What's your favorite like holiday tradition? We're coming up on the holidays. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're a few weeks away.
Upcoming Thanksgiving, I think everybody's looking forward to that because we get to eat a huge meal and whatnot. Eating some honey ham, mashed potatoes, and then my mom makes like croissant rolls and stuff and a nice casserole. And we all sit down and watch football and get fat together and drink some alcohol. Oh yeah, that is my favorite thing together is getting together with the family and whatnot.
Yeah.
I actually, the last couple of years, I haven't really been able to be part of the holidays too much because I had a job where I would have to work either Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Oh,
and
dang.
They'd be getting together with their family. I would stop by, eat, and leave. Yeah. So now I get to actually enjoy time with them and sit down and do this. I'm really looking forward to this upcoming holidays.
That's good. Yeah.
Also, Halloween is something I love too because everybody dresses up weird and it's normal to like look different and whatnot, and it just brings out a little bit of freak in everybody, you know. So that's also another favorite.
What was your Halloween costume this year?
Cowboy.
Is that your Halloween costume every year?
No, I was kind of lame with it a couple of last years where like I would dress up like a soccer player, I guess, even though I am.
Oh my God.
I don't know. But other than that, I have this like a dino onesie that I would wear all the time. That was fun, but it gets hot in that.
It does.
I love Halloween, but I never get creative with like the costume of it and whatnot. But I know one of these days I'll have to go all out with it.
Yeah.
I literally just found a flannel, found some pants, and I ordered a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Boom. Perfect. And I pulled it off, too.
You didn't already have a cowboy hat?
No, I did not
From
already
Austin?
have one, though. Right? I know.
What?
Yeah, I'm slipping.
What are you doing?
I actually had a tiny cowboy hat. Yep.
You got a tiny cowboy hat?
Yes. And what I did is I put a tiny cowboy hat under my big cowboy hat. So then I would take off my cowboy like, woo. It's a tiny one. It was nice.
I'm sure people thought that was hilarious, right? Yeah.
It was a hit. It was
oh my gosh. Say that you like played a show on Saturday. What does recovery on Sunday look like?
Recovery on Sunday looks like waking up at 11 p.m., possibly later.
11 p.m. or a.m.?
Oh, a.m. Waking up at 11 a.m., opening my door and seeing my room and be like, and he just goes, you look nice. And I go, and I pour water, and then I go back to bed, and I order DoorDash. And usually I'll order tacos.
Nice.
Hungover. That's my favorite hungover food. That or ramen.
Okay. Yes. Ramen or pho. Ramen or pho all the way for hangovers.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then sitting in bed until that comes, eating it, sitting on the couch, and then watching soccer the rest of the day, and then going back to bed probably.
Gotcha.
And that's about it.
Yeah. So not a whole lot of productivity, but it's all good because you DJ'd the last night. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Actually, this weekend I don't feel too bad. I've been taking care of myself. I think for the most part.
It is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
Yes, multiple people have told me that this weekend. So if you could only see in one color for the rest of your life, like one color, but like shades, right?
Okay.
Like everything. What color would you want to see in?
Ooh, I think I'd want to see everything in green. But I couldn't tell you why. I think the shades of green that everybody has would be cool. And then also, I think that would be like the most pretty thing to go see and whatnot.
Okay.
I like nature and see that too. So you get to see trees and grass still and landscapes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the color that I would choose.
What if you like fall into a lake because you can't tell that it's different from the grass? I guess that would be with anything.
I'm holding my breath, I guess. Some lakes are green if you go to the right lakes. I guess.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's very true. Very true. Algal blooms. That's the problem. It's a problem. Do you have any last thoughts you would like to share with us?
Last what?
Last thoughts.
My name's Alec Michael. So keep around. Check me out, I guess, on Instagram and SoundCloud. I'm coming out with a couple of small releases pretty soon. Other than that, I hope you liked House and Techno Festival so far, and I hope we convert you completely over and you join us in the future.
I don't know about that. I really, really like bass music.
All the bass friends that I have will always be in their heart for sure.
Yeah,
so I understand.
I'll go to more tech house shows.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you ever come to another one, interview me again, and we'll see how it goes.
Gotcha. We'll see where you're at.
Okay,
We'll see where
sounds
you're
good.
at. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Oh yeah, very nice to meet you.
All right.